Greetings and welcome to this week's episode of Vampire the Masquerade Beyond Armageddon. Before we begin, I'd like to make a few announcements. First, we are proud to announce that Sabbat the Schism is officially out now. Not only does it delve into the history and lore of the sect, it opens up multiple role-playing options for fans of the game, including new playable clans, elder level powers, and much more. You can find your own copy of Sabbat the Schism in the link below. Second, I'd like to thank RS Experiments, our local musical talent, for graciously providing the custom music you've been enjoying so far, including our awesome main theme song called Haven Dweller. If you enjoy any of the music used during the stream, and you'd like to hear more, you can find a full library of Mark's work by clicking the link below to RS Experiments' SoundCloud page. Lastly, if you enjoyed tonight's session and you'd like to see more, be sure to follow both our channels. You can catch us live most Sundays at 7 p.m. CET by tuning in to youtube.com/@EriseGames or at twitch.tv/EriseGames. Alternatively, you can enjoy all our recorded sessions on YouTube. Links below. Remember to like, subscribe, and be sure to leave us feedback and suggestions in the comments below. We hope you enjoy the session. And without further ado, let us delve into the world of darkness in tonight's episode of Vampire the Masquerade Beyond Armageddon. Welcome back. As the pack waits, eventually the rustling of the bushes on the edge of the forest heralds the coming of what looks like a wolf limping its way towards where you are. The wolf has a bit of a familiar shaggy appearance to Abel.
Look, your friend is still alive, I think.
Yes. But he's hurt.
Yes, which means he might know if it's Isaac or not.
After
yeah. Go ahead.
after limping in your direction, Abel, it seems to almost make it to you. And then right before it does, it basically just collapses to the ground with sort of a huff accompanied by a splatter of blood coming forward.
I check on him quickly.
As far as you can tell, he's still alive. However, roll me perception medicine, please.
Do you want me to check on him?
We could check on him if you need, Abel.
There you go.
Okay. He is alive, but he took a fucking battering. Now you're not entirely sure how strong a werewolf is, but one of his paws is broken, like the bones in his paw. When you attempt to feel for injuries, you actually feel the bones sort of crunch under the pressure of your thumb, and you immediately stop. The fact that he was spitting blood means that there's at least some internal bleeding, since most of his gums are uninjured. And his skin, after you brush aside the thick fur pelt, you notice that his skin is marked with these black streaks that are receding very, very slowly.
I see. Does well, just to confirm, it seems consistent with the
Was consistent with what?
The black streaks. They're like burn marks, right?
Sort of, yes.
Okay. Well, do we have a medikit?
Well, probably in the car, because that's like something usually they have.
It's
I'm gonna go check.
first aid kit.
Oh, I can go check if you guys want.
Yeah, sure.
And
Can you ask him if it was Isaac?
I try to soothe him and ask if the wolves need help.
The wolf seems to be very pained and sort of in and out, but when you do manage to catch him with somewhat clear mind and you ask him the question, he replies, "They don't want help, but we can't kill this thing."
You can or cannot?
Can't.
So you don't want help, but you need help.
Yeah.
I see. All right.
Serena looked to Abel. Well?
Well, the wolves are in trouble. They
And
they
that's where I
cannot
last felt
fight
Isaac.
the presence.
And that's where I generally felt Isaac.
So we need to go in there. But the wolves don't necessarily want us there, but they do need the help.
Well, ask him where.
Okay, I will try to extract this information from him. Also, kind of like be gentle with.
Wait, from the book on werewolves that how do werewolves heal? Like, how resilient are they?
So they're absurdly resilient. Their healing factor
Okay.
is basically like a vampire who is constantly spending at least 3 blood per turn to heal. It is very,
Oh.
very good. The fact that he's
Okay.
damaged this badly means that it was either some really, really, really powerful magic, some type of corruption that you're not familiar with, or someone basically used silver on him in huge dosages.
Listen, the fact that he's healing like werewolves heal really fast. Like imagine like a neonate spending a third of their blood pool like every second. That's how fast they can heal. The fact that he's not healing that well, it either was some corruption, either it was some really powerful magic, or it's as if somebody has doused him with silver.
Which I can actually check. You know,
Jasper would be coming back from the
Mhm.
car after checking if there's a medkit.
Carrying a medkit, yeah.
his first aid
And-
is like bandages and band-aids.
Yeah.
It's not a
Okay.
lot.
He goes next to Abel and
By
says,
the way, by the way, I would have known from the books that basically vampires are like feel like corrupted and stuff for wolves, right?
You'd have read that werewolves really, really hate vampires, and whatever accounts Beckett managed to get, it seems that to werewolves, vampires have a sort of odd taint that they can catch a scent of, almost like
Yeah. So
a corrupting presence.
yeah. So Iris looks at his paws like in normal situations, like if it was a mortal or somebody else, probably could fix those bones. But as far as I know, to wolves, to lupines, we carry a taint, and I'm assuming me using this institute would be the same.
I suppose, if we were to help him using our own means, that would corrupt him for the others. So that's
Well, not like we actually
refrain
don't
from
even
that.
know. No, we don't even know how that actually would react with his normal healing factor.
we could
Either
ask
way,
him.
I doubt he ate a lot of vampires in his day.
listen. Either way, do you want me to wrap him up? I do have medical knowledge.
So do I.
Yes, and so do I. So let's just use the conventional means here to
Yes.
aid him in his recovery.
All right.
Yeah. Probably
I-
also good to get him maybe out of like this entrance, so that a wolf is not being found by mortals.
I also have some blood bags if he needs blood.
It's a lupine.
Normal human blood bags.
Again,
I-
it's a wolf.
If he lost blood, it can help, but I don't think it will.
What blood type do wolves have?
I mean, he
Wolfish, I
can turn
assume.
into a human.
Don't you
Yes,
have
but
wolf
no.
blood?
This werewolf was a wolf in the first place.
I
Not
thought
a
all
human.
werewolves
You know
could
what? Let's just proceed with
have-
first aid.
Listen, just proceed.
And
I'm
I'll
gonna
pat
go
him
get
up
some
for
weapons.
silver.
I'm gonna go get my weapons. Okay.
Yes.
Do tell him it might hurt a little while we're bandaging him. I don't want him to snap at me.
Yes. Well, I let the wolf know that we will patch him up a bit.
As soon as you mention that, the wolf's eye basically just stares to the others. His breathing intensifies a bit, and the wolf immediately starts trying to scurry away from them.
Okay. I'll do it.
Well then.
A shame that you'll do it with Serena's fucking roll.
I'm not doing it for the wolf.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Good.
I'm not doing
Because otherwise that
I'm
roll would be wasted, and that's 4 fucking 10s.
I know,
What
but
you
that's
doing?
not. But that's
don't
8
know.
successes for Eyes of the Earth.
Ah,
wolf,
okay.
like-
Got it.
Eyes of the Earth. It's the easiest way for me to find out where to go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need me
And,
to roll anything just... I try to use as little of any bandaging as possible. I just, maybe, I don't know, iodine or whatever.
Okay.
You should probably
that will,
brace his
clean the wound.
leg.
Yeah, so roll
While he's
me
doing that,
int and medicine yourself.
maybe Jasper can aid him, and then he'll get like an
Yeah.
extra dice or something.
I
Yes.
can guide him if
Like
needed to.
verbal guidance, yes.
In that case, Jasper, you may roll int and medicine.
I need all the help I can get.
I'm not a medic, brother. While they're at it, I'm gonna try and contact the entity in my mind again.
Abel, roll 2 extra dice.
Not the best,
Hey, look at that. So, at first, it's really difficult for you to get this done. I mean, you've never... You know a bit about medicine when it comes to humans, but wolves are not humans, in case anyone hasn't noticed. So, it is a difficult situation. Jasper, having studied quite extensively general anatomy, be it human or not, gives you a bit of guidance, a few pointers here and there, and eventually you do manage to brace the wolf's leg and apply a few basic disinfecting bandages on the worse wounds. The wolf seems thankful, if still a bit nervous, around the others. Jack, since you're trying to contact a thing,
A man in my head, if you please.
roll willpower.
Constant or permanent?
Total
Not for squares.
willpower. Total.
Yeah.
And
Helese.
Serena, you're rolling for
I'm
Eyes of the
So I'm basically, yes, I'm having. There's no longer period than 1 month, but I have 1 month of observation for this thing.
Okay, so you close your
events
eyes.
transcribing within 10 kilometers.
You close your eyes, and it's almost like your awareness expands tenfold,
Actually, 16
and then
kilometers.
100-fold.
16 kilometers.
That's fine. You get enough, be it 10 or fucking 16. Okay. So you close your eyes and you focus. It's almost like your perception increases first tenfold, then 100-fold, then keeps increasing, and you keep being aware of more things. You spot first critters darting through the forest, keeping low amongst the leaves. You spot a few larger predators walking around Griffith Park looking for prey. And at some point, you spot a figure. You recognize him. It's Isaac. And he seems to be running down a hill. He looks over his
Isaac is
shoulder,
running.
and as he looks over his shoulder, you see that there are two werewolves,
He's
both
chased by wolves.
in werewolf form. You wouldn't know what it's called, for those who know Krynos. Basically darting through the woods, jumping from tree to tree, dashing like wild beasts through the forest after Isaac. Isaac,
was
almost in a panic, does a simple like wave of his arm back and then continues to run. And the wave of his arm results in something that your perception coming from plants, you only see this blur of abject horror. It's like an intrinsic aversion to whatever the fuck that is, to the point where you can't process what it is. And as soon as he does that, both of the wolves, one of them curls up on the floor, gripping his face as it smokes heavily. The other one stops in fear and begins to dart around to the side, attempting to catch Isaac by surprise. And as your perception expands even more, you begin to see other wolves, injured or dead. Other wolves looking through the forest, trying to find him. And then you find this really thick area within Griffith Park. Almost a dip in the woods, almost like a valley, thick with forest. And within it, you spot an incredibly old man, presumably a werewolf, simply speaking towards what looks like a small circle or sort of spiral of what looks like oddly shaped grass patterns that surround a tree. And as soon as your perception expands to the tree, you're no longer alone in your head. Someone seems to notice you, and while your perception continues to expand, you lose sight of the clearing. So the valley is completely gone in your perception.
Will I still see Isaac?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna just mentally speak because I suppose. Hello?
You're trying to speak to whatever is it.
Yeah, mentally.
Mhm.
Like you said, I'm not alone in my head, so.
Welcome to the family.
You try to send a greeting. No response comes back.
Say, look. We're gonna come down to chase down that man that's hunting your people. I assume he's been corrupted, and that means we have to take his head. We know how to hunt his kind.
There is silence, but a certain there's a definitely a certain feeling of aversion towards you.
I know you guys don't like us, but that's also, in a sense, something that we need to take care of. So unless you guys know how to, I don't know for sure, but as a man that's in there would have not done so to you. Unless you're demon worshippers, but I assume you're not, given the way I'm communicating with you.
The blind spot in your perception begins to expand slowly.
track him down.
Hmm?
I'm like, can we come in to track the man down and take his head if he's been corrupted?
The blind spot continues to expand, and the aversion remains.
I push back because technically that's like the plot. Like, Eyes of the Earth tell you like shit is like, you know, like.
Different. Build different.
Let's just roll your willpower versus whatever this is.
By the way, on my willpower, if the
But
difficulty
I rolled my willpower before. That is my willpower roll. The 4 10s.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay.
That is a willpower roll already.
Okay, one.
It just I was allowing him because like, oh, private ritual stuff, that's okay.
So this is a
But
thing. So
Stop
hold
being a
on.
bitch.
Hold on. Because now I have
No,
to.
it's not to Amalia. It's to that chink
Yeah.
in her head.
And so now I have to. This is not this thing's willpower. It's something. I'm not gonna say what it is.
fucking spirit of
it
the
would be-
werewolves.
I am hoping that you do not harm this thing, because if you do, we might be really fucked.
Not harming. I'm just like not letting it like fucking close the fucking vision. We need to go find Isaac.
He's just like, I'm not a pushover. I'm
Yeah.
acting in your interest too.
Listen, don't make me go and get the fucking god of forest to go speak on my behalf.
How many successes did you get?
9.
Shit. Okay, it's a tie. And since you're resisting, the win goes to you. So you feel the pressure on coming from this thing. And as you push back, it's
Stop it.
whatever pressure this is, it is immense. Like you've never experienced anything like this. Even the faint times you believe you've seen Malkav, this thing, whatever it is, it feels more ancient, set in its place. It feels more steady in a way.
Oof.
And it takes a really long time for you to actually push it back, but you begin to gain ground.
I'm just stopping it where it is. I'm not gonna like go and see
Okay.
the valley again.
Okay.
Like I'm not here to pick a fight. Okay.
Okay, so you simply stop the...
Yeah. Stop expanding my blind spot. That's it.
Okay. Okay. In the meantime, while Serena's doing this, Jack,
Yes.
you roll your willpower, and you're trying to reach out to this thing.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, what do you say?
Well, hello there. I suppose you are who you are.
There is
Well-
silence.
We probably work in the same direction anyway. But I guess it's gonna be an honor to meet you.
The silence continues.
Out of character. Motherfucker, silent treatment, really? I like kind of like mentally shrug and like, very well.
Okay. Do you open your eyes?
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as you open your eyes, no one else can see this. You basically see a silhouette that you can only describe as your own shadow standing right in front of you.
I just do a short nod, acknowledging its presence.
The silhouette seems to look into the woods and then vanishes.
So what's the fucking plan?
Well, Isaac. She looks to Abel. Abel. do you think Isaac would have done this to werewolf? And remember, the lady also said that it's not like us, as in like us here.
Well, I'm more in the line of thinking that he had to make a deal. And now he is paying the dues.
So you think he was asked to kill them here?
Not maybe all of them, but maybe someone.
Well, I think I might even know what the fuck he's after. And I don't think it would be good if he got there. Then shall we? I still see him. I can guide us there.
Well, if reclamation of the blood is in order, then it's in
And
I'm gonna text Olivia. I'm gonna text Olivia that Isaac might be compromised. Griffith Park, taking out wolves.
The
Which the witch said that while he has similar aptitudes to Abel, he's not like us. Abel presumes that he might have had to take a deal and he's taking the dues.
the message is sent, but is not seen yet.
Okay.
before we
Maybe.
enter, do we have, at least some guarantee that the werewolves are not going to attack us also if we go in now? He
no,
looks
not
to
too
the
late.
werewolf and Abel.
I'm gonna again like turn to the presence. I'm gonna say, we're going in. And we're gonna hunt Isaac down.
With an almost all-encompassing voice that seems to echo from the forest specifically, you, Serena, just hear the word away.
Do you want us to get him away from you?
Go away.
How's the wolves doing, by the way, right now?
Isaac's taken a couple of hits, but the wolves are still struggling to actually catch him. Every time they seem to get a hit on him, he just, again, does this one swing, and it's this explosion of something that seems to be an absolute bane to the werewolves.
I think that's probably like that black fire, which I've seen already before. Because that's very fucking unnatural.
Yeah, it's just the plants don't
yeah,
really process what it is.
I look to Abel. Do you have something to do? Like, do you have a way to counteract black fire?
Not really.
Oh, he's probably hitting them with a lot of black fires. Like, plants cannot even comprehend it.
What we need to do is get to him.
Yes, I know, but currently, that old man who's sitting in the middle of them, like probably their bloody fucking tribe leader, is saying, go away.
What if it's just one of us?
I'll live to him. What if it's Abel who goes in? The one who was friendly, who patched up your Wolven friend?
There's a moment of silence. Abel, for a moment you see the wolf almost perk up as it looks into the forest. It struggles to get on its paws, and then begins to essentially it limps into the woods for a bit. And as it does, right before all of you, this wolf that, wolves are already quite big, but this wolf begins to grow in size to about the size of a small car. Its facial features become this horrid maw. And while it remains on all fours, looking quite wolf-like, it becomes sort of this creature between a wolf and a bear. And it looks back to Abel, and Abel, you hear the creature growl, "Follow."
I will follow him to the best of my ability.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to sit down and just like continue watching like Abel and stuff, because like whatever it is, like in any case, if like she's gonna go down, she's gonna use her celerity to fucking yeet herself over there and help Abel.
Mm-hmm. Abel, as you follow the creature, it limps its way through the woods, making sure that you are at least close enough to see it. And at some point, its sort of crooked ears perk up once more, and it looks to you and growls, "There."
All right. I will go to the direction that is pointed out to me. I will also attune my vision to better see in the dark,
Mm-hmm.
which I probably already did before.
Yeah, that's fine. As you sharpen your vision, you begin to notice spots around the forest. Pairs of eyes watching you. You begin to notice heavy breathing shaking a few of the leaves amidst the dark. And as you walk forward, you see less and less of these until at some point you find Isaac hunched near a tree, holding his side. His side seems to currently be slashed open in multiple areas, showing very, very clearly his insides. And he's basically keeping that closed and looking around with a bit of paranoia.
By the way, I'm narrating whatever's happening to the rest.
Yeah,
To
of
like
course.
Jack and Jasper.
Of course.
Mhm. As I'm getting closer to the point where I was, Isaac.
As soon as you say his name, he looks to you and aims his other hand in your direction with just pure abject fear in his eyes. And then after a moment, he just says, "Abel, what are you doing here?"
I figured it might be a good night for a stroll. Fancy seeing you here.
Go away. This isn't your fight.
Well, I believe that it is. Whatever it is, Isaac, you don't have to go about it alone.
It's not about doing this alone. I have to do this.
Why?
I've seen things. There's something breaching through. I've been trying to stop it, and I can't. I can't stop it.
As
I made-
far as... Yes?
I made a
Please do
deal
that.
to help me stop this thing. Whatever it is.
Isaac, you should have known better.
Trust my experience when I say I saw what this thing was. There was no way you or me or anyone could do anything to stop it.
Isaac, the thing that you're trying to stop is already here. And now you're just throwing yourself away. The creatures that have done to you. This is the demon corrupting. You don't have to do what it says.
The voice in the back of your mind whispers to you. He's not lost yet. I might be able to save him.
I think back, that's awfully compassionate. And what better to have two wreaking havoc here? But...
You're
All right,
cutting a bit, but I think I understood.
I will I will try to block the presence out of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
As, not concentrating on the ticking of there.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac, you don't have to do what he says. You are being lied to. You know, deep inside, you know what they're capable of.
I know.
This is not helping.
I know, but
The thing that has awoken is not in this forest.
what?
Everything that's here is wolves and death. It's in the west. It's further in the west.
But
You might have to look to the sea, Isaac.
No, but I saw it. The wolves have a place here, a ritual site. I've seen it. They're bringing something here.
You have been shown only what they wanted you to see. The wolves clearly could be our ally.
They're wolves. They're animals, Abel. They kill us by the dozens. And we're not even their biggest enemy.
Well, indeed. They kill us, we kill them. So it's war. But it's not a war we should be fighting right now.
And what if I'm right? What if the thing they have is a place where this thing breaking through? What if
Trust me,
that's
Isaac.
where it's coming in?
Trust me, Isaac. Don't trust them.
The voice in the back of your mind seems to want to say something, but you continue to block it off. Isaac seems to close his eyes for a moment, and then sort of shakes his head and says, Abel, I need you to leave.
Isaac. I'm not leaving here without you.
Yes, you are.
Well,
Turn around and leave this place. And I need you to tell me what your current willpower is.
let me just check. The current one is 4.
Okay. So, Abel, you feel that all of the sudden you want to leave this place. You want to just turn around and go. At that moment, as you're about to go, there's a slight pressure from the back of your mind. And if you have any spent willpower, regain it, all of it. And it's almost like you snap out of the command that Isaac just put on your mind.
By the way, as Serena's watching it,
Mm-hmm.
she's drawing a card to see whether there's anything demonic in the valleys that she just saw earlier. I got 2 successes to divine and 4 successes to interpret.
You're asking if there's anything demonic in?
Yeah. So basically,
what?
like Isaac said, there's the valley. He was looking for that place that I saw.
Okay. You get a moon.
I'm gonna text Abel. There's nothing demonic in that in that place that he's looking to. By the way, did I read from Beckett's book what's like werewolf religion or spirituality?
Yeah, not really.
Like,
Beckett hasn't really spoken with werewolves. These are studies he
okay.
does from
Yeah, but
first-hand
this
accounts.
is like Earth, like considering like like that I'm studying on the green path and what I saw. I'm assuming it's something to do with like like
Yeah, preserving
Earth's
nature, you
versus-
can assume.
Yeah, basically I'm gonna text Abel. There's nothing demonic in that area, but whatever it is, they're guarding it, and it's probably like a place of
So,
like that's like nature.
Serena,
Like,
send your text in PMs to Abel.
yeah, okay.
We'll finish up this scene.
Okay, as I feel my head clearing. No, Isaac. I quickly glance at the text I got.
Yeah,
I have
so you check-
confirmation now. There are no demons here. Aside, ones in our heads. I will not leave here without you.
Abel, I'm not leaving here without making sure myself that no evil exits this forest.
Please see the logic in this. You are tasked to destroy something.
You don't have to deal with half of... He seems to close his eyes and almost loses focus for a moment, and then seems to bring himself back. You don't have to deal with half of the opinions ringing around your head that I do. I'm telling you. I'm very, very certain there is something in these woods.
There is something in this. It's not what you
You're breaking up.
think. Well, there is obvious woods, but it's not what you think, Isaac. Think logically. The demons want you to destroy something, so it is obvious that they don't like Why would they want you to destroy something that destroy the world?
Roll charisma and expression, please. Okay. So as you say these words, Isaac seems to look to the woods, then back to you. And then he just closes his eyes and says, "You better know what you're doing."
Come, Isaac, let me help you up.
Yeah.
We need to go now.
There is a slight pressure in the back of your mind. Do you hear what it has to say?
Well, I'll ask him. Well, I'll let him know. Yes, I'll let him in for a while to speak.
The voice whispers in a deafening tone. He's lying. He's going to come back. He's going to burn this forest to the ground. And if he doesn't, he'll die. Because the beasts in the woods don't want either of you leaving.
Well, then we'll die, and you'll find someone else to ride.
You won't.
My.
You'll get desperate. And I've been trying to play in your best interest so far, but eventually you will need me. You have been making an awful lot of use of my powers.
Well, just leave.
We'll see. I'm sure you'll be persuaded when the inevitable comes for you.
Well, I am pretty sure that when that time comes, I won't be walking out there in one piece anyway.
See you soon. And the voice begins to quiet down.
All right, I will not feed Isaac anything.
Mm-hmm.
Back in his full power right now. So I will just, be a crutch for him as we start towards where we came from. I'm saying I'm taking him out.
You're what?
I'm just saying around to whoever might be listening that it's fine. We are leaving now.
All right.
And then I say that the demons are after your shrine. Be aware.
Roll manipulation and leadership, please.
Can I use my well-reasoned
Yes.
thingy there?
Okay. as soon as you finish that sentence, there's sort of a silence that takes over your surroundings, almost as if as if before you had like this very quiet ambient noise of creatures in the darkness watching you. It stopped for just a split second, and all of a sudden you hear bushes rustle and the stomping of large, heavy paws on the ground as these huge, like, we're talking like 3.5 meters tall werewolves rush past you in basically rushing to the inner area in the woods.
Okay. Well, that's. Well, I wasn't lying. Got the.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll stumble on.
Okay. The rest of the pack, as you wait, hearing Serena's description of the situation, eventually Serena opens her eyes and looks to the woods. And out of the woods comes Abel, and perched with his arm around him, holding his side and limping heavily, is an incredibly battered Isaac on the verge of torpor.
Jasper would immediately look to Serena to see what is her order to do with Isaac.
Well, she would have described to you the conversation that went on. She would have told you that Isaac was convinced that the shrine is something evil, but that it's not actually. That because she divined on it.
Mhm.
Abel's gonna have to keep an eye on him, but
Should we at least close him up?
should we what? Should we at least
Patch
what?
him up.
Patch him up.
No, not at the moment.
Well, at
Um,
least close the hole that he has, perhaps, should be less noticeable.
he's gonna heal it. Listen, let's get him
When
away from here first.
you say he's gonna heal it, Isaac seems to stare daggers at you for just a moment, but then his composure is regained.
Look like other wolves like around us right now or shit like that.
Hmm?
I'm just gonna like, what do my plans tell me?
There are a few creatures watching. Namely, there is one very familiar shaggy wolf watching you from the woods. However, from your current point of view, he's basically invisible within the foliage.
Yeah. Right, so my suggestion is perhaps you will drive now to the we'll drive to Hollywood. You can drop me and Jack over there. Abel, Jasper, you go bring Isaac back to his church. There, you can patch him up, Jasper. Okay? And we'll find a different way back.
We'll find a way.
Yeah, I can always
Worst case,
call...
we go back to Old Haven.
No, I'll just call Marcus
We'll figure
to
it
get
out.
us a ride.
Or I'll
So-
call Leah, or whatever.
Isn't Leo in Europe?
Leah, the girl.
Look, Marcus is around, so
She's a bit more inconspicuous.
yeah.
Whatever. What I want
Is
you
it-
to, motherfucker, is not a single word about what I told you in the car.
Okay, right. So I'm gonna text Olivia quickly that recovered Isaac. He must have been convinced by demons that Werewolf Shrine is evil. Divination said no. So we're gonna drop to Hollywood to finish my job of looking for the Nosferatu, but Abel and Jasper is gonna take Isaac back. Hopefully he's
Okay.
not gonna come back here.
Okay. So, you go your separate ways. Let's handle Abel and Isaac first. And Jasper's going with Abel, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Yes.
While we're driving towards the church with Jack
Oh,
and
the plan
Serena,
was that basically we drive to
Quick dash to
Hollywood.
Hollywood, and then you,
Like, yeah,
we
we
are about
drive to
here.
Hollywood. Yeah, so we
Yes.
drive to Hollywood somewhere and there we basically, me and Jack get out. And
Okay,
then,
as I was saying, after we have dropped off Jack and Serena, and we're driving towards the church with Jasper and Isaac, I ask Jasper, so is it really worth it?
You repeat it again. It kind of cut out for me a little bit.
Is it really worth it, Jasper? Your
What
new
is it
leg.
worth? It is necessary.
Necessary for who?
Myself.
Why do you not like yourself as you are?
If you mean if I like being slightly crippled, no, it is not a good thing, Abel. No animal or person in their right mind would want to be crippled. If anything, nature is very cruel with imperfections in her work.
Well, one could argue that we are as we were made. But I do
And one could argue if
understand.
we were perfect, we wouldn't need things like surgery or other things, medical, nutrition, and whatnot. We wouldn't need anything. We would just exist.
Oh, yes. But do you think that your quest for perfection will gaining something for yourself that will you be the same you start be something totally different?
Well,
At what point will you stop and think that maybe being crippled or not crippled doesn't really matter at all? It's only a vessel, like the man that you experimented upstairs. It's just
How
saying that
about
at one point will you look back and see that you haven't been human for a very long time, if ever.
if you want to talk about morals, we could talk about all of humanity's great achievements in morality, like the atomic bomb, turning planes into weapons. Or how about just all the weapons that we have created for the sake of keeping order?
Well, humans do as they do, and so will the kindred. So no denying that we are at mercy of our own wants and
Precisely.
needs. But
Exactly. Humanity and our society keeps on changing, keeps on growing. Sometimes it goes smaller, but always there, ever changing, always evolving.
oh, there is a fine line between killing and feeding for doing so. Wish to alter yourself for me.
If you are worried that I will start senselessly killing people just for the fun of it, no. This degrading ignorance of anyone that does that.
So you will stop after you've, have all 4 limbs?
Killing people should give me myself limbs. Perhaps. Unsure yet. Still pondering. But no, I won't kill senselessly if you're afraid of that. I haven't killed anyone just for killing, nor will I ever do that. Every action I take has reason behind it.
Well, if you say so. Good talk.
Right. And as all of this conversation is going on, and Isaac is barely awake, barely keeping himself from falling into torpor in the back seat,
Mhm.
we.
Now, I do have a
Oh,
question, Abel. Once we get there, would you prefer to hold him down, or would you prefer to stake him?
Once we get there, I'm gonna feed him some of my blood to help him recover
Hmm.
quickly.
Uh,
No
well,
matter what state he is in currently, I trust him that he has what it takes. And I say it so I know that.
well, what I can do for him is close him up. That won't heal him, but it will at least give him some comfort of not having to hold his insides.
That would be most appreciated.
And that's why I asked the question if you're gonna hold him or are we staking him? Because it will be very painful process, at least for me, to have to close him up if he squirms.
I will hold him.
Very well then.
all right. And as the two of you begin to approach the church, we cut to Jack and Serena as the two of you, rolling back time a bit, are left in Hollywood. You're muted.
Yeah.
So, let me look at the map quickly. So, if we were in Griffith Park, so it would be probably somewhere like north on the outskirts, right? So, I'm gonna find like some like foresty like bit area, right? Or actually, we're gonna go down into the sewers. We're gonna go down into the sewers. It's safer there because we're not outside. And we're gonna like walk around until like Serena feels like, okay, this is like a good place.
Give me a second.
And that's where she's going to like sit down and tell basically Jack, you watch my back. And then she's gonna do her thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, I have a 1-month view of this area. I don't hear you. You're muted, baby.
Apologies. So you are in Hollywood trying to see through the plants.
Yeah,
to
but
see-
we went down into the sewers.
Okay, and you're within Hollywood.
So yeah, we're within Hollywood.
Okay.
So it's we're probably somewhere here, right? And like maybe we traveled like somewhere like because we were in Griffith because we were here earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would have already had from there like a view what maybe like this or something, right?
Yeah.
So we'd probably go like somewhere like a bit more like
That's fine.
closer
That's
to the
fine.
center, but
So as
So, yeah.
you begin to close your eyes and expand your mind, your perception begins to capture several points within Hollywood. You see from the eyes of plant spirits within casinos, serving as decorations near the entryways. You see from the inside of hotels where mortals essentially gamble in the ground floor and party or rest within the upper floors. You see a few times decorations around closed restaurants. You see palm trees in the street. And then you begin to peer through the perception of things that actually interest you more in this scenario. Smaller spirits, less consequential in the long run. You begin to see through moss and small grasses that grow near sewer entrances. Your perception expands through the tunnels. You see quite a few forms of life that grow within the sewers. So the perception is definitely far more limited. The sewer tunnels seem to expand from more modern looking tunnels to an older system of tunnels under it. And then another system of tunnels under it. This one non-operational at this point. And at that level, you get 1 or 2 spots that you can see. Surrounded mostly by darkness with very, very, very faint lights that are brought upon by some leftover light from the tunnels that lead to active sewers, where staff operation lights can shine in. You do not see any Nosferatu warrens within this large area. That said, you'd wager if there were Nosferatu warrens, It'd probably be in the bottom levels. In the really,
I'm
really
gonna-
old inactive sewers.
I'm gonna trace back, like basically like so to say like to where I'm at, like so to say like through the plant vision, a path.
Okay. It's a bit hard to make out, but roll me, let's say wits and... What would be best for this? Let's see. Let's say wits and...
Investigation.
Let's say wits and investigation, yeah, why not?
1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
You believe you have more or less a straightforward path.
Okay. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna turn to Jack. I
Yeah.
think I have a path. Let's go.
Oh, let's go, I guess.
And while still like basically using the sight, going like basically just in case anything pops up, we're gonna start walking.
Yep.
All right. So you walk for a bit until you find a sewer entrance, and
We were already in the
oh, right,
sewers.
you already were in the sewers. Right, so you go through the tunnels, attempting to walk on the borders to minimize the dirt you get on yourself, let's say. Jack, it is almost offensive to you that this fine suit that you've decided to wear is being worn in the sewers and the conditions that surround you. But as you head through the tunnels, you pass a few areas that seem staff-only, and through the path, you do have to squeeze through a few bars. Sometimes you have to bend open a few bars. And then you reach the first big hurdle. Within the passage that leads to the first transition to the older sewers, is a quite large dip. It's basically a vertical tunnel about the width of with the radius of a bus, basically. And it drops quite far, and it's pitch black down there.
We need to go down.
Yes.
I'm gonna turn on my eyes of the beast and look down.
Looking down, basically the water from these tunnels drops down and lands in this pool that then diverges to other streams.
See anything else from here?
There are definitely areas that you can climb on after you've landed. Unfortunately, it's impossible to land on those areas.
So,
She looks at Jack and says, "Well, I can definitely turn into blood form and flow down those trees and drip up and down the floor. But what about you?"
well, unfortunately, I'm not yet able to turn fully into shadow.
I mean, but would there be a way back up from there?
Not that you can see.
How?
You'd have to essentially get some apparatus to climb up.
No, my question is, how far is actually the fall?
You'd say if you jump down about 10 meters.
How high do I jump on my legs?
Quite high, but again, essentially the tunnel leads to a pool, which depending on how deep that pool is, you might not be able to jump from there. And the other option would be to jump from one of the places around that pool, which you wouldn't be able to because right above it and for a bit forward is the ceiling. Basically, you don't have an angle to jump from it.
Well, I can go down and I can come back up. Wait, can you use your tentacles to aid you?
They are about like 2 meters long.
No, I meant like if you need to climb back up. Would they be able to, like, would you be able to use them to grip and move yourself up?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, how about I go down first? And just check it. And yeah.
You know where to find me.
I'll yell at you if the coast is clear, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I won't yell, but like maybe I'll just like
Give me a signal.
yeah, I'll like you can see in this dark, can you?
If you give me a bit
Okay.
to...
You do it for now. I'm going to come out into that pool in the middle and wait
Okay.
you if all good, okay? And I'm gonna go down first. So I'm gonna go into blood form.
Okay, so, Jack, basically you see Serena kneel down, and right when you would expect her to sort of stop as her knee touches the ground, she just keeps going, almost melts into this thick sludge that then becomes blood, slowly. And as it begins to flow through the water,
I don't even need to float through the water. I can like use like walls and everything. So like
oh, okay, so you can climb down the
yeah,
wall.
so you can basically ooze along, rip up walls and everything. So like
Yeah.
I'm going to basically
So as this blood drips down the wall, eventually you hear Serena basically reform and sort of spit as essentially some part of her tongue just dragged through a sewer wall, which isn't pleasant.
Yeah.
and again I'm gonna look around now.
Yeah, looking around, you have several tunnels, and sure enough, that's the one you need.
Okay,
Meanwhile, I'll like cast Light Within Shadows.
Mhm.
I have enough for auto
Yeah,
successes.
yeah, I'll just grant you the dark side. It's fine.
Like, look down. That's a mighty deep fall. Would it be easier for me to use tentacles, like basically like a ladder, downwards, or like basically hands that can pull me
can
up because
grant
they
it.
are fucking?
Yeah, I can grant it. They have the same
Okay.
strength as you, and you're strong enough to
No,
lift
they
yourself.
have more. They have
Do they?
normal tentacles. They have up to liberation potent.
Oh, okay.
They can lift 200 kilos easy.
Okay. Yeah, in that case,
Yes.
yeah.
Let me remind myself for it. It is manipulation occult 7. No, 8. And Pelese, and blood goes away. Pelese? 20 still rolling the dice.
My God,
Fucking hell.
taking a while.
2, 3, 5.
Yeah, that's
Should
enough.
be enough for a ladder.
That's enough. So you basically almost as if the tentacles know where to place themselves to support your feet and sort of allow you to drag to the next tentacle. You basically make your way down. Basically using the last one with your hand to like swing to the platform without touching the water. And now you're both in the old sewer system.
And we see in the darkness. By the way, if you needed me to track like blood expenditure, I spend the blood tentacle.
Oh, you spend what?
I have to. I spend 1 blood on tentacle.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's go then. And
All right.
we're gonna continue.
So,
Yeah.
as you proceed through the old sewers, eventually the amount of water you have to sift through is less and less and less until it's basically inactive. You enter these large tunnels. The ground is now made mostly of dirt, or very, very smooth, worn stone. You walk through these tunnels and you see faint remnants of something that happened here. Most of the sewer seems ancient, and yet you see dried out skeletons of things that don't look human. Ashes in shapes that make you think it's a creature far larger than, any animal that could be brought down here. And looking to the walls, you definitely see damage on the walls that seems more recent. Gunfire, slashes of some type of weapon. Basically, it strikes you that a war was fought down here.
Okay.
Serena, you'd recognize the skeletons as that is Amici handiwork.
Okay, but that seems pretty old. Because they rotted away. Okay, well, let us continue.
So the stories about like 20-something years ago weren't completely.
I guess.
You continue to make your way through the sewers, and eventually you reach this large area with a door that seems... It is currently shut. It's a horizontal door on the floor that seems to spin shut. It is not just shut, but it seems welded shut. And you look around to see if there's any information you can gather. And there are some electronical controls that seem to have been destroyed, essentially. And I need both of you to roll perception and alertness.
Careful applies.
Careful does apply.
4 successes.
6.
You barely miss it. Barely. Or almost, rather. You just manage to catch the reflection in glass. Sort of a glass dome in the very corner of the room, within which is a camera, no light on. The camera's pointed straight at you.
Serena looks towards the camera, reaches into her bag, takes out a notebook, and writes with a pen in big letters. I got info giving away for free. Might interest you.
The camera seems to keep watching you. It turns to Jack, then turns back to you. Seems to watch both of you.
Can you hear us? Because writing is basically...
Not if you can hear us.
Or just move the camera.
That is what I meant.
On the consoles that seem to be broken, one of the screens flickers for a moment.
Good. Now, I know the information she wants to give you for free, and it's very fucking spicy.
Oh,
Plus, we know something more, even more than that.
Well, let's start small. Well, I mean, I guess for Los Angeles, that wouldn't be small at all.
The city of angels, you go big or you go home.
I'm actually quite surprised that nobody figured that shit out for like, what, 20, 50 more years?
Oh yeah.
The camera continues to watch you.
Well, if you don't want to talk right now, which is perfectly reasonable, give us a sign if you know how to reach us on terms.
Sure, the word was put out that we were looking to
Yes,
change some info.
actually.
So, as you essentially say, give us a sign that you can... as you say that, from one of the very dry, unused pipes, you begin to hear these echoes of something hitting the pipe, getting a bit louder. And they're not rhythmic, but they're very chaotic in nature. At some point, essentially a small Nokia phone falls out of the pipe and lands on the floor.
I'm gonna go pick it up and put it in my pocket.
The phone rings.
Oh, okay.
They have connection in the fucking sewers, motherfucker.
Wow. like,
Um,
like we just looked at each other like I'm like, I need to get their fucking provider, and then I
Yes.
picked it up.
So, do you look at the phone itself?
Yeah.
You see an odd symbol. It looks like an ankh, but where the circle on the ankh would be, you see more of a symbol of an eye. It seems to be sort of bent, a bit out of shape.
Yeah. Right, I pick it up.
Yeah. As you pick it up, at first you hear a bit of breathing on the other side. And then you hear, "So, what's the info?"
Oh. It's about the twins. Would you like to know?
"Which twins?"
Ah, excellent. Your answer just really confirms to me that it's quite surprising you never figured it out. It's not
It's
which.
funny that you think you have something we don't. But how
There
about
is
you
no-
tell us what the info is? Then maybe we
Well-
can discuss further.
Did you know that there is not really? Have you ever seen Therese and Jeanette in the same room? You haven't. Do you know why? Because it's the same fucking person in the same body.
Lofty accusation. How'd you come about this information?
Oh? I'm a really, really good tracker. A supernatural tracker.
Well, you did get to our former warrens.
Did?
Old news, though.
That was another way of tracking, but no. Here's the thing. For me, first of all, Therese does not exist when Jeanette exists, and Jeanette does not exist when Therese exists because it's the same person. It's okay, well, I guess she has a split personality derangement. And given the fact that currently Therese is pretending to be Jeanette, but I think you guys should have known that because, as far as I know, she should have a private channel to Strauss. But here's the thing, given the fact that Jeanette still is out and about and traveling every now and then to other anarch domains, but there's no fuckery going on. I'm pretty sure that whatever the sisters are doing, they're in cahoots with each other, and who knows how long they have been doing that. Meaning, it just is the anarchs and the Camarilla being fucked with, and have been fucked with. God knows for how long.
You sure do like to talk. Let me ask you this then. What is a red list Malkavian from the UK and an abandoned La Sombra who lost his entire pack? Both of them joined under the wise leadership of the cultists. What are both of these people doing, trying to find us and giving us these secrets for free?
Well, here's the thing, actually, that secret is...
Probably
shit,
trying
yes.
to take over Santa Monica,
Well, that
given
is
the
absolutely...
recent power vacuum there.
Well, it's not really a power vacuum, given the fact that Therese is fucking fooling those anarchs that she's Jeanette. No, here's the thing, like, my dear La Sombra friend here. Oh, wait, actually, am I on the red list now?
Hard not to be. You did cause quite a few problems.
I'm so proud of myself. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, here's the deal. You think that Santa Monica and all of that is like really high on our priority? Given the fact that I've already divined that at least this brood here, in this city, does not have any of those people working for, like, infiltrating you guys. You know, like how the sword has always said there's, ancients manipulating the whole fucking jihad and shit.
The sword
here's the
says a
thing.
lot of things it doesn't know
Yeah.
shit about.
Here's the thing. There's a few people from an exactly specific that group right now in the city, both in Camarilla and the Sabbat. And I don't know, I guess maybe it was in the Anarchs too. And whatever our goals are at the end, they're to fight those guys. The Anarchs, the Camarilla, like, we currently need to fucking gather the evidence about those guys within our fucking sect. Those guys who want to put you, me, him, every one of us to the fucking dining platter of our antediluvians. Capiche?
No doubt that is something your sect
Have you
does
heard?
not like
Have
very
you
much.
heard? Have you heard of the Talmahara?
We've heard some
Well-
things.
Well, they're here.
Oh,
At least you can be happy about one thing. Among your group currently, there is none. I think the last one that worked with them died.
well,
That
I'm
is-
more surprised that the priority is this, and that you think it's perfectly fine to come here with
You're perfectly fine to abduct
a
me.
very strong line of questioning after trying to buy us out with a deal that we didn't necessarily agree to. Trying to recruit us.
Yeah. We're not recruiting you.
No, you're not. What are you doing then?
I'm giving you
She's giving you
information
information for free.
and time
Nothing's
to
for free.
I'm giving you information and time to actually verify that shit. Because whether you do anything with it, which benefits us or not, I am going to be outing the information, one way or another. Whether you will be doing that, whether I will be doing that, doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, people will be coming to you to really ask it. Have Jeanette and Therese been one and the same person and fooling us? Did Strauss know that Therese did not kill her sister? And because how can she kill herself when
We'll
she took over?
consider what you just gave us. In the meantime, you should be aware that we know things about the two of you and the rest of your pack that make it a really bad idea to try and make a move against us. I'm just putting that out there.
Yes, that's fine. We're not actually, by the way. I know you have beef with your ex Nosferatu member Amadeus, right? You remember Delmont?
We're
The
aware.
somebody. Yeah. Did you know that he was allied, by the way, with Dalmahera? Their fucking asset.
Old news.
Alright, cool. Anyway,
Amadeus
we got a bunch
was
of.
very close friends with him.
Yeah, we know. He was stupid enough to take those deals, okay? Which kind of checks out. I mean, I'm surprised that Oswald turned out to be smarter than him and his grandchild. Anyway, point is,
If only.
we have turns out we have recovered some letters that basically Delmont has been was
Collecting
intercepting.
Anastasia's mail.
Yes, and resending something else. Either way, whatever he did back then, maybe he did it, maybe he did not, maybe he was set up. But considering the shit Delmont was able to do, anything's here
Delmont
possible.
was covering the tip of the iceberg.
Again,
We have our own beef. That's not your business. Now, I suggest you begin making your way out. And
Iris does this at the camera.
just,
Do you want your phone back?
you can leave it on the ground. Just so we're 100% on the same page. Even if you're nowhere near the actual Warrens. You try to do anything stupid. And I think it's useful information to know that the walls are lined with C4 throughout the old tunnels. So, do make your way out with some expediency. Don't linger. Don't change your route. Walk the same way you did.
That's the way I know how to walk out, so obviously we're gonna do that.
Good. And there's a
Right
click.
then. Trina drops the phone to the ground and then let's go. We've passed the
Let's go.
information.
Just a very quick detail. As you look at the screen of the phone when the call turns off, the symbol you saw before flashes a few times, and then in Leet writing, you see the words Mitnick out.
Okay. Anyway, we're gonna head back the same way we came.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. As you make your way out, we will wrap up tonight's session. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you back here next weekend. Good night.
See you around.